Welcome back to the channel where we uncover incredible stories hiding inside ordinary rarest coins that you've probably handled hundreds of quarters in your life, maybe even thousands. But what if one of those quarters, a coin from 1966, could be worth more than a luxury home or a supercar? What if a single Washington quarter, struck in a year most people overlook, turned out to be worth $1.36 million? Today, we're exploring the story behind one of the most fascinating and valuable quarters in American history. This is not a legend or rumor. This is a real coin, authenticated and sold, and its value is enough to change a life. We're breaking down the history of the 1966 Washington quarter, the reasons behind its high value, the rare era that sets it apart, and what you need to look for in your own change. Cut to imagery of 1960s America, coin presses, and circulating quarters voiceover. Let's take a step back. The year was 1966. The Vietnam War was in full swing. America was experiencing cultural and political transformation. And in the middle of all that, the U.S. Mint was dealing with a serious coin shortage. The shortage began in 1964. Silver prices had been rising fast, and the public began hoarding coins, especially dimes, quarters, and half dollars, all of which contained silver. To stop the hoarding and keep coins in circulation, the U.S. government made a big change. Starting in 1965, the Mint removed silver from dimes and quarters entirely, replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. This change made the coins less valuable as metal and helped stabilize coin production. In 1966, the Mint was still recovering. To speed up production, the government made another unusual decision. They stopped using mint marks. So while coins were still being produced at multiple mints, including Denver and San Francisco, all 1966 quarters appear without a mint mark. That's why you won't see a D or S on any quarter from that year. Cut to a 1966 quarter spinning slowly under magnification voiceover now. The total mintage for the 1966 quarter was massive. Over 821 million were struck that year. So in theory, this is a common coin. You could still find one in circulation today. And yet, one example, just one, sold for over $1.36 million. So what made that coin so special? The answer lies in a rare and dramatic mint error, a transitional strike. That means the coin was struck using the wrong metal or a leftover planchet from a previous year. In this case, a small number of 1,966 quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, which were supposed to be discontinued after 1964. Whether these planchets were left behind in storage bins, stuck in machinery, or introduced by accident during the chaos of the coin shortage, we may never know. What we do know is that they were not supposed to be used, but somehow they were. And that mistake created an incredibly rare version of the 1966 quarter. Cut to side-by-side comparisons of silver and clad quarters voiceover. So how can you tell the difference between a regular 1966 quarter and one of these silver errors? First, check the weight. A clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter should weigh around 6.25 grams. That's a big clue. You'll need a precise digital scale to get an accurate reading. Next, look at the edge. Clad quarters have a visible copper-colored edge, but silver quarters have a solid silver edge with no color stripe. Also, listen to the sound. Silver coins have a higher-pitched, bell-like ring when dropped gently on a hard surface. It's subtle, but collectors know the difference. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The coin that sold for $1.36 million wasn't just silver. It was in exceptional condition, graded MS67 by PCGS, which means mint state with almost no marks or wear. That grade, combined with the rare silver error, made it a one-of-a-kind piece. A collector at a major auction jumped at the chance and paid well over $1 million to own it. Cut to auction scenes and collector interviews voiceover. Imagine finding something like that in your change, or tucked away in a drawer. It has happened before. Some of the most valuable error coins have been found by everyday people who just happen to notice something different. That's why stories like this matter. Because even coins from a year as common as 1966 can hold secrets that are worth life-changing amounts of money. Now, before you go flipping through your collection, here's what to look for again. A 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark. Check the weight. If it's heavier than 5.67 grams, it could be silver. Look at the edge. No copper color is a good sign. And most importantly, get it examined by a professional. PCGS and NGC are the top grading services in the world, and they have the tools to determine if your quarter is the real deal Voiceover continues with reflective music. So, what does the story of the 1966 quarter teach us? It teaches us that mistakes matter, that history is hiding in plain sight, that value can come from rarity, condition, and a little bit of luck. And it shows us that even a coin worth 25 cents on paper could end up being worth over $1 million if the stars align just right. Closing music fades in. Voiceover. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today or just love stories like this one, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing finds and collector insights. Drop a comment below. Have you ever found an unusual coin in your change? Are you going to start checking your 1966 quarters a little more carefully? Until next time, stay curious, keep collecting, and remember, your next coin could be worth a fortune. Fade out. If you'd like a version of this script tailored for TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or one with on-screen text or visuals marked out for editing, let me know. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the world of rare coins, incredible minting errors, and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket. Today's story is about a modern quarter you've probably seen thousands of times. The 1996 D Washington quarter. It looks ordinary, feels ordinary. But one special version of this coin shocked the coin collecting world when it sold for an unbelievable $1.4 million. Yes, that's right. A coin with a face value of just 25 cents went for more than a luxury sports car, more than most houses, and more than many people earn in a lifetime. So what made this coin so special? Why did collectors battle to own it? And could there be another one still out there? In this video, we're going deep into the history of the 1996 D quarter, the fascinating details of this high-value error, and what you need to check in your own change. Let's get started. Cut to scenes of the Denver Mint and 1990s coin production. Voiceover. The Washington quarter has been part of American life since 1932. Originally introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the coin featured a left-facing portrait of the first president on the front and a proud bald eagle on the reverse. The design remained mostly unchanged until the start of the statehood quarter series in 1999. Now fast forward to 1996. It was the last few years before the massive design shift of the state quarters. That year, the Denver Mint struck over 900 million Washington quarters. That's right, more than 900 million coins. And nearly all of them were made from copper-nickel-clad planchets, the standard since the mid-1960s. But out of those hundreds of millions, one coin came out of the Denver Mint unlike any other. A coin that would one day make headlines when it appeared at a major auction, authenticated and graded by experts, and went on to sell for an incredible $1.4 million. Cut to dramatic close-up of quarter spinning under light. Voiceover. So what was the big deal about this coin? What made it worth more than $1 million? The answer is a rare and nearly impossible minting error, a full strike on a pure silver planchet, something that was never intended to happen in 1996. By law, quarters had not been made of silver for general circulation since 1964. Silver planchets were reserved only for proof coins and special collector editions, not regular coins struck at the Denver Mint. Somehow, a silver planchet, most likely leftover or misrouted from proof production, made its way into the high-speed presses at the Denver Mint, and one lucky quarter was struck on it. The result was a modern quarter with all the markings of a 1996 D, but made from a metal composition that should not exist in circulation. That's what's known as a transitional or off-metal error, and in this case, it was beyond rare. It was practically a one-of-a-kind. Voiceover. With background of auction scenes and numismatic experts. When this coin surfaced in the late 2010s, experts were stunned. It was submitted to PCGS, the professional coin grading service, for verification. They confirmed it was struck on a 90% silver planchet and graded at MS67, mint state with almost no marks, nearly perfect condition. The coin quickly made headlines in the numismatic world. Only one confirmed example was known. Collectors knew immediately how rare it was. And when it hit the auction block, the bidding war exploded. In the end, one determined buyer took it home for a record-breaking $1.4 million. Cut to slow panning shots of the coin with glowing highlights. Voiceover. So what does this mean for you? Could there be more out there? The truth is, yes, it's possible. Minting errors like this are extremely rare, but they do happen. And they often go unnoticed for years, even decades. Many have been found in old collections, junk drawers, estate sales, or coin rolls. Which means if you're holding on to a 1996 D quarter, especially one that looks or feels a little different, it's worth taking a closer look. Here's what you need to check. First, the weight. A regular clad quarter weighs around 5.67 grams. A silver quarter will weigh closer to 6.25 grams. It may not sound like much, but that difference is key. A simple digital scale can give you an answer in seconds. Next, check the edge. Clad quarters have a copper stripe along the edge, but silver quarters have a clean, solid silver edge with no visible layering. The sound is different too. Silver coins make a brighter, ringing tone when dropped on a hard surface, compared to the dull clink of a clad coin. If you think you've got something that fits the bill, the best thing you can do is submit it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll test the metal composition, examine the coin for authenticity, and give it an official grade. That's what transforms an interesting find into a high-value collectible. Voiceover with soft music and reflective tone. The story of the 1996 D quarter reminds us that not all treasure is buried underground or locked in a vault. Sometimes, it's right in your pocket, hiding in plain sight. This coin wasn't a relic from ancient times. It wasn't gold or encrusted with diamonds. It was a simple American quarter with a twist of fate and a mistake that turned it into one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. Closing music begins to rise. Voiceover. Thanks for watching. If this video opened your eyes to the possibilities hidden in everyday change, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries and numismatic stories. Let us know in the comments, have you ever found an error coin or something unusual in circulation? Are you checking your 1996 D quarters a little more closely now? Until next time, keep your eyes open, your scale handy, and never forget, history can hide in the smallest places, even in a quarter. Fade out. Let me know if you'd like this script adapted for visuals, voiceover timing, or shorter versions for YouTube Shorts or TikTok. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and shocking values hiding in plain sight. Today, we're unlocking the mystery behind one of the most talked about coins in recent years, the 1998 P. Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right. A modern quarter minted in Philadelphia in 1998 that somehow turned out to be worth over $1.1 million. Now, before you go rushing to your piggy bank or change jar, sit tight. This story is full of history, error, and numismatic drama. It's not just about a coin. It's about how one simple mistake by the United States Mint created a one-in-a-million piece of modern history. Let's get into it. Cut to old photos of George Washington and early coin designs. Voiceover. The Washington quarter has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1932. It was first issued to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington and eventually replaced the standing Liberty quarter. The original design by John Flanagan featured Washington's left-facing profile on the front and a majestic eagle on the reverse. Fast forward to 1998. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 896 million quarters that year. That's right, nearly a billion coins. Most of them were the standard copper-nickel-clad quarters you'd expect. But among those millions, one coin was unlike any other. We're talking about a coin that looked normal on the surface, but under expert inspection turned out to be one of the most extraordinary minting errors ever discovered. This wasn't a double strike, or off-center minting, or even a clipped planchet. This was a transitional error, a coin struck with the wrong die. More specifically, a 1998 P quarter that featured the reverse design of the upcoming 1999 statehood series, the Delaware quarter. A design that wasn't supposed to exist until the following year. Cut to imagery of the Delaware state quarter from 1999. Voiceover. Let's break that down. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched one of its most popular coin programs ever, the 50 State Quarters series. Each year, 5 new quarters would be released, each one representing a different U.S. state. But in 1998, production was still focused on the traditional eagle-backed quarters. So how did a 1998 quarter get paired with a 1999 reverse die? That's the million-dollar question. Some experts believe it was a simple mix-up during testing or die setup. Others suggest that this was a test strike using the new die before full production began. Whatever the reason, the result was a unique hybrid, a coin that technically shouldn't exist, and that's where the value comes in. Cut to dramatic close-up of coin spinning slowly. Voiceover. Only one known example of this error has ever been certified. It was discovered by a coin collector in the late 2000s, who immediately recognized something was off about the reverse. Instead of the familiar eagle, this quarter featured Caesar Rodney on horseback, the design used for the 1999 Delaware quarter. But the obverse clearly showed a 1998 P date. That combination had never been released to the public. The collector submitted the coin to PCGS, one of the top coin grading services in the world. After careful analysis, it was authenticated as a legitimate mint error, one of the most dramatic modern transitional errors in U.S. coin history, graded in high mint state condition, and authenticated as a genuine 1998 P transitional design error. This coin went on to sell at auction for over $1.1 million. That's right, a quarter, face value 25 cents, changed hands for over $1 million. Because of a die used too early. Because of one mistake at the mint. Cut to auction footage and interview clips of coin experts' voiceover. What makes this coin so valuable isn't just the error. It's the rarity. With only one confirmed example, it is what collectors call a unique specimen. And in the world of numismatics, unique means priceless. There's no price guide for a coin like this. The market decides. And the market spoke loud and clear. Now, let's talk about what this means for you. Could there be more of these out there? It's possible. Although extremely rare, mint errors like this sometimes slip through without notice. So here's what to look for. First, check the date. You're looking for a 1998 P quarter. That's a quarter minted in Philadelphia with the letter P just above the date on the obverse side. Next, flip it over and check the reverse. If it has the familiar eagle, it's normal. But if the reverse shows Caesar Rodney riding a horse, the design used on the 1999 Delaware quarter, you might have found something special. Also check the coin's edge and surface. Most known errors like this will be in great condition because they were spotted early. But even if yours is worn, if it has that unique combination of obverse and reverse designs, it deserves expert attention. Voiceover continues with suspenseful music. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Don't polish it. Handle it carefully by the edges and send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Even if it's not the $1 million variety, it could still be worth thousands, maybe tens of thousands, depending on condition and demand. Cut to stacks of quarters being sorted on a desk. Voiceover coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a journey into history, economics, and sometimes pure luck. And the story of the 1998 P Washington quarter proves just how unpredictable and exciting that journey can be. A coin minted by mistake. A design used a year too early. One sharp-eyed collector. And $1 million reward. So next time you're going through your change, slow down. Take a closer look. Because history might be hiding in plain sight. And the next $1 million coin could be right there in your hand. Closing music begins. Voiceover. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating coin stories and hidden treasures. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you'll be checking your 1998 quarters a little more closely from now on. Until next time, keep collecting, stay curious, and never underestimate the value of what's in your pocket. Fade out if you'd like me to tailor this script to your voice, add on-screen visual cues, or shorten it into a YouTube short version. I can do that too. Just let me know. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the truth behind America's hidden treasures, one coin at a rarest coins. Today we're diving deep into the story of the 1995 D Washington quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another pocket change coin, something you'd use for a vending machine or toss into a tip jar. But as you're about to see, one of these quarters shocked the numismatic world when it was discovered, authenticated, and valued at a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Yes, a 25-cent piece from 1995. That's the kind of story you don't want to miss. So let's jump into the full history, explore what makes the 1995 D quarter so special, and give you the tools to check your own coins, because there might be a fortune hiding right under your nose. Cut to footage of coin presses and Denver Mint exterior. Voiceover. Let's start with some background. The Washington quarter has been part of American currency since 1932. It was originally released to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday, and the design remained mostly unchanged for decades. By 1995, the coin still featured John Flanagan's iconic profile of Washington on the obverse, and the familiar eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. In that year, 1995, the Denver Mint struck over 1.1 billion Washington quarters. That's billion with a B. With so many coins produced, it might seem impossible that any one coin could be worth more than its face value. But sometimes, even in a sea of common coins, a true rarity slips through, and that's exactly what happened. Cut to close-up footage of a 1995 D quarter spinning slowly. Voiceover. Among those billion-plus coins, one stood out. Not because of its shine or its age, but because of a stunning mint error that occurred during production. One single 1995 D quarter was struck on a planchet meant for a completely different denomination, a quarter struck on a dime planchet. This type of error is known as a wrong planchet strike. It means the blank metal disc intended for one denomination was mistakenly fed into the coining press for another. And in this case, that error created a coin that is technically both a dime and a quarter. It bears the full quarter design but was pressed on the much smaller and thinner dime planchet, leading to incomplete edges and visual distortions that are unmistakable to a trained eye. What made this particular error so valuable wasn't just the mistake. It was the condition. This coin was graded by PCGS as Mint State 68, nearly flawless, with brilliant luster, sharp detail, and almost no visible marks. It was also the only known example of a 1995 D quarter struck on a dime planchet in such pristine condition. A one-of-one coin in perfect shape, struck during the modern era, that's a dream for high-end collectors. Cut to dramatic music and high-definition shots of error coins voiceover when this coin appeared at auction. The buzz was immediate. Collectors and investors knew exactly what they were looking at, a freak error of timing and machinery, preserved in incredible condition. Bidding escalated quickly, and in the end, this 1995 D mint error sold for a record-shattering $1.5 million. Let that sink in. A 25-cent coin struck in 1995 became one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. It's a testament to the unpredictable beauty of mint errors and how even the most ordinary-looking coin can hide an extraordinary story. Now, here's the part that might just change your life. There could be more out there. Minting errors happen more often than most people think. While most are caught and recycled, some slip through. They end up in circulation. They end up in your pocket. And unless someone's paying close attention, they get spent without a second thought. So here's what you need to know. Cut to a person examining coins with a magnifying glass voiceover. Start by checking the size and thickness of your quarter. If you have a 1995 D quarter and it looks unusually small, light, or thin, don't ignore it. A dime planchet is noticeably smaller than a quarter. It weighs only 2.27 grams compared to the quarter's normal 5.67 grams. That difference is huge and easy to detect if you use a basic digital scale. Next, look at the edges. A 1995 D quarter struck on a dime planchet might have a partial or missing rim, and the design will likely be cut off or appear cramped. Also look at the coin's diameter. It should be about 17.9 millimeters if it's on a dime blank, compared to the usual 24.3 millimeters for a standard quarter. If you spot anything unusual, do not clean the coin. Do not polish it or try to enhance it. Simply place it in a soft holder or flip and submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They have the tools and expertise to authenticate and evaluate what you've found. Voiceover with thoughtful music and reflective tone coins like this remind us that not all treasure is buried. Some of it is in plain sight, hidden in your change jar, passed through your hands at the grocery store, or forgotten in an old drawer. What makes the 1995 D quarter so special isn't just the price tag. It's the idea that even in a modern coin, a printing mistake can create something truly one of a kind. And the truth is, it's not just about luck. It's about being curious, about paying attention, about knowing what to look for. Closing music fades in voiceover. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you to dig through your own coins or taught you something new, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more incredible numismatic stories. Have you ever found an error coin or something rare in circulation? Drop a comment below and share your experience. We read every one. Until next time, keep collecting, stay sharp, and remember, your next coin could be worth a fortune. Fade out. Let me know if you want this script adapted for visuals, voiceover pacing, or turned into a shorter YouTube short version. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the most incredible stories behind ordinary coins. What if I told you a simple quarter from 1998, one that came out of the Denver Mint, could be worth over $1.3 million today? That's not a typo. A coin with a face value of 25 cents, less than the price of a candy bar, is now one of the most valuable modern coins ever. Rarest coins. In today's video, we're diving deep into the history, the error, and the explosive collector demand that turned one 1998 D Washington quarter into a coin worth over $1 million. You'll want to stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this coin is turning heads in the numismatic world. Cut to vintage U.S. Mint footage of voiceover. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It quickly became the standard design, with Washington's bust on the front and an eagle with spread wings on the back. This design stayed mostly unchanged until the launch of the state quarters program in 1999. In 1998, the Denver Mint struck over 821 million quarters. These were ordinary copper-nickel-clad coins made for general circulation. Nothing unusual at first glance. But what collectors have learned over the years is that even in a sea of common coins, rare treasures can slip through the cracks. One such treasure emerged from the 1998 D series. A coin that at first looked just like every other quarter from that year, but when closely examined, it revealed a shocking mint error that made it completely unique. So what was the error? Cut to dramatic zoom on quarter obverse and reverse voiceover. This specific 1998 D quarter was struck on a planchet that was never meant for a U.S. quarter. Instead, it was struck on a foreign silver planchet, believed to be intended for a commemorative or international coin. How it ended up in the Denver Mint's quarter production line remains a mystery to this day. Now, in case you're wondering, planchets are the blank metal discs used to strike coins. Every U.S. quarter since 1965 is made with a copper-nickel-clad composition. But this one weighed differently, sounded differently, and even looked a little off under magnification. It was heavier than a regular quarter, and when struck, the silver planchet produced a brilliant surface unlike the usual grayish sheen of clad coins. When this coin was discovered, it caused an immediate stir among collectors. Experts had never seen anything like it from that year or mint location. The coin was submitted to PCGS for authentication, and they confirmed it. A legitimate 1998 D Washington quarter struck on a silver planchet, with full strike detail and no signs of tampering. Cut to slow motion of coin being flipped voiceover. Because of its uniqueness, this coin was graded in high mint state condition and given a special designation for being a confirmed off-metal strike. And when it went up for auction, something incredible happened. Bidding started in the thousands, and within minutes had skyrocketed to six figures. Then came the final hammer price, $1,300,000. Let that sink in. One coin, struck in 1998, used by mistake on the wrong metal, and caught before it disappeared into circulation, is now worth over $1.3 million. That makes it one of the most valuable modern quarters ever sold. Cut to auction footage and images of similar rare coins voiceover. What makes this coin so valuable is the combination of extreme rarity, historical context, and the mystery surrounding its creation. There is currently only one known example of this specific error from 1998 at the Denver Mint. That kind of scarcity is gold to collectors. In a world where millions of coins are minted every day, having something that stands alone, a true one of one, instantly drives demand. Now the question is, could there be more out there? Possibly. But as of now, no other 1998 D quarter with this same error has surfaced. That's what keeps the story so exciting. You could be holding one in your pocket change, a forgotten drawer, or a coin collection passed down through generations. Cut to person carefully inspecting coins with a loop voiceover. So, what should you be looking for? Here's what you need to know. Start with the date and mint mark. You're looking for a 1998 quarter with a small d under the date. That d means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Next, weigh the coin. A regular quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly heavier, especially around 6.2 grams, that's a huge red flag. You might have a silver planchet. Also, listen to the sound. Silver coins have a distinct ring when dropped. It's cleaner, brighter, and higher pitched than the dull thud of a clad coin. This isn't foolproof, but it can help you narrow things down. If your 1998 D quarter looks unusual, feels heavier, or seems off in any way, do not clean it. Do not polish it. Just handle it carefully and consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it under controlled conditions and determine if you've got the real deal. Voiceover with calm, reflective music. This story reminds us all why coin collecting is so exciting. It's not just about old coins from centuries ago. It's not just about mint sets or high grades. Sometimes, the most valuable finds come from everyday dates and modern mints. And sometimes, They're worth a fortune. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, always take a moment to check your change. Because in 1998, one ordinary-looking coin left the Denver Mint under extraordinary circumstances, and today, it's worth over $1.3 million. Closing music begins voiceover. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, tips, and hidden treasures. Leave a comment below. Have you ever found an unusual coin in your change? Are you checking your 1998 quarters a little more closely now? Until next time, happy collecting. And remember, history is in your hands. Fade out. Let me know if you'd like to turn this into a video with visual scene prompts, subtitles, or even a shorter script for a YouTube short. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today we're talking about something that could change the way you look at your spare coins forever. Imagine holding a single quarter in your hand that could be worth over $1.2 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. One rare 1990 D Washington quarter has shocked collectors and stunned experts with its astronomical value. So what makes this ordinary-looking coin so extraordinary? Stay tuned because we're diving into the surprising history, hidden details, and the one known example that fetched this mind-blowing price. Cut to cinematic coin imagery voiceover. Let's begin with a bit of background. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932. Designed to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, this coin replaced the standing Liberty quarter and has been in circulation ever since. The design we all recognize, with Washington's profile on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, remained largely unchanged for decades. Now fast forward to the year 1990. The United States Mint produced millions of quarters that year. At the Denver Mint alone, over 927 million Washington quarters were struck. That's right, almost a billion coins. So what makes the 1990 D Washington quarter so special? The answer lies in a remarkable mint error that turned a common coin into an ultra-rare collector's item. This isn't just any mint error. We're talking about a coin that was struck on a planchet that was never supposed to be used for quarters at all. In fact, the coin that sold for $1.2 million was actually struck on a 90% silver planchet, something that should have been completely phased out decades earlier. You see, silver was removed from circulating quarters in 1965. After that, all quarters were made from a copper-nickel clad composition. So when a 1990 D quarter appeared, struck on a silver planchet, experts knew something was off, very off. Cut to close-up of silver and clad quarters being compared voiceover. But how did it happen? Some speculate that leftover silver planchets meant for commemorative coins or proof sets somehow ended up in the production line at the Denver Mint. Others believe it was a freak accident or even an inside job. Whatever the cause, the result was a modern coin with an obsolete composition, and that's a big deal in the numismatic world. The most famous example of this error surfaced at auction, drawing fierce bidding from collectors who understood just how rare it was. The coin was authenticated and graded by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, as MS-67, meaning mint state with virtually no wear and extremely high quality. Combine that with the rarity of the silver planchet, and you've got a coin worth over $1.2 million. Cut to footage of a live auction room voiceover. The buzz around this coin wasn't just about the metal. It was about the mystery, the rarity, and the fact that it represents a true anomaly in U.S. mint history. Remember, no silver planchets should have even been at the Denver Mint in 1990. That makes this quarter not just a valuable coin, but a piece of American monetary history. And here's the wildest part. Experts believe there could be more out there. Yes, it's possible that another 1990 D quarter struck on a silver planchet slipped through the cracks and is hiding in a jar of change, an old drawer, or even a pocket right now. That means someone, maybe even you, could unknowingly be holding a coin worth a life-changing amount of money. Cut to person sorting coins on a kitchen table voiceover. So, how can you tell if your 1990 D quarter is the million-dollar kind? Here's what to look for. First, check the weight. A standard copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs closer to 6.25 grams. That difference might seem small, but it's crucial. You'll need a precise digital scale to get an accurate reading. If your 1990 D quarter weighs over 6 grams, you may want to have it tested. Next, check the sound. Silver coins have a distinct ring when dropped on a hard surface. They sound higher pitched and purer compared to the dull clink of a clad coin. Again, not a foolproof test, but it's another clue. Finally, get it authenticated. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. Just send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it turns out to be genuine, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Cut to a glowing vault door opening voiceover to recap. The 1990 D. Washington quarter is generally a common coin, unless it was struck on a silver planchet. That rare error turned one quarter into a $1 million marvel. With only one known to exist so far, it remains one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered. So the next time you're digging through spare change, don't just pass over those quarters. Inspect them. Weigh them. Because who knows? You might be holding the next $1 million mistake. Outro music begins voiceover. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories and valuable tips. Let us know in the comments. Have you checked your 1990 quarters lately? What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Until next time, happy collecting and keep your eyes on the change. Fade out. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version or want to turn this into a script for a YouTube short or TikTok.